We are about to break out now. All of the liquidity is on top. Bitcoin usually grabs it. GameStop is buying billions worth of Bitcoin. So can we push above resistance? Or are we about to get rejected? I will tell you exactly what I expect next, because today and tomorrow will be filled with lots of volatility, and this decision is about to be made. So as always, let's start off with the short term. And yes, Bitcoin has been breaking above this downtrend, breaking again to the upside, looking very good, but ever since breaking this downtrend, we have been hitting massive resistance by this falling wedge pattern and by this uptrending level of resistance. Therefore, Bitcoin has started this consolidation and a lot of liquidity is piling up on the top side, exactly above that previous high. And if we were indeed to be grabbing that top side liquidity, we are going to be seeing a break to the upside. We are going to be pushing above this symmetrical triangle, and in that case, we are indeed going to be seeing this falling wedge breakout to the upside like we have been anticipating for the past couple of weeks. And we do know that Bitcoin usually goes towards a place where that majority of the liquidity is sitting at. Now it's sitting at the top side, so most likely we are indeed going to be seeing a break up, but there is still going to be some danger because we are still trading at a massive level of resistance. We are forming this bearish biased pattern on the 8-hourly time frame, this rising wedge formation, while Bitcoin on the daily time frame is fighting the EMA ribbons, a massive level of resistance where usually if we break below it, well, it's very hard to be breaking back above it. So yeah, forming this bearish formation, trading at a massive level of resistance, at the same time having a CME gap still sitting below us at that 84,000 US dollar level. 90% of these CME gaps tend to be getting filled fairly and very quickly. Also, if we follow the global liquidity has been peaking out at around these levels. So yes, a rejection could be in over here. On that weekly time frame, we are also fighting the bull market support bands, which is now turning into resistance. And Bitcoin hasn't really been breaking above this downtrending level of resistance yet. We haven't seen a confirmed breakout above this falling wedge pattern. So even though the Bitcoin charts are shaping up very nicely at this moment, we are still in for some danger. We should still be very cautious. So how I am going to be approaching it is I'm not going to be saying, okay, Bitcoin has to for sure break out to the upside because liquidity is piling up on the top side. But I'm also not going to be saying for sure Bitcoin has to be seeing this break to the downside because we are still seeing some dangerous signals. I'm not going to be saying either one of these. I'm just going to be approaching it like this. I'm going to be waiting for a Bitcoin breakout. If we are indeed going to be breaking out to the upside outside of this falling wedge pattern with a breakout confirmation, I'm definitely going to be coming in and saying, okay, right now is going to be the time where we should definitely open up our longs and we should definitely expect higher movements and the next leg up getting initiated. But if we are going to be seeing a break to the downside over here, we should still be a little bit more patient until eventually we are going to be getting that break to the upside. But right now is not going to be the time just yet. So this breakout over here will be extremely important. And it is about to happen any moment now because we are about to get some extremely important economic data. And this is going to be very important because today we're going to be getting the jobless data and tomorrow we're going to be getting the PCE. And this will be having a lot of effect on the interest rate decision, which is, yeah, currently the major driver of the market. If we're going to be seeing more rate cuts, definitely markets are going to be pumping. So it will be very important to see how the data will be coming in today and tomorrow. Now we do know for the jobless data that expectations have been beaten 3 times in a row now. So yeah, if this were to happen again, Bitcoin is about to see a massive pump. This could definitely be a catalyst for a break to the upside. So be aware of that. Today, some massive volatility is going to be incoming. And this could definitely be a major catalyst. But also at the same time, have a look into the stock market price action. We do know that the Bitcoin price action and the stock market price action is highly correlated. The stock market has been breaking below this important level of support. We've been retesting it and been getting a rejection. Not looking very good. Have a look into the stock market price action. That will be also ultimately very decisive for Bitcoin. Let's see if we are going to be getting this confirmed breakout above. That would definitely be a very good opportunity. Anyways, zooming out for Bitcoin, it is all looking very good. And no matter if we're going to be breaking out already right now, or if we're going to be breaking out later, well, inevitably, I do think we're going to be breaking out bullish, and we're going to be initiating that next leg to the upside. We are still holding above the 50 weekly moving average. We are getting this huge buy signal flashing. I mean, miners have been capitulating. Miners selling is getting exhausted. At the same time, we have been seeing huge fear in the market. Short-term holders have been selling off. While historically, if we have a look into the seasonality, well, April has been around a moment where really things were starting to blast off to the upside, and really things were starting to pick up. And this is perfectly confluencing with the global liquidity, because global liquidity with a 105-day lag is also exactly increasing again in April, mid-April. Anyways, the data is looking bullish. If we're going to be having a look into the news is also bullish. GameStop is also implementing a Bitcoin strategy, and they are raising funds now, just like Michael Saylor is doing, to be buying more Bitcoin. They have proposed this private offering of 1.3 billion of convertible senior notes to buy more Bitcoin. Just like the same like Michael Saylor is doing with strategy. So yeah, this is just going to be the beginning in my opinion. Because if GameStop is going to be following now, if they're going to be following the same strategy like strategy itself is doing, well, many other companies will likely also soon start to follow. Strategy has been an example for the market, but now also GameStop will be an example for the market, and many other companies are likely to follow. And if this were to be happening, well, just imagine if Apple were to follow and also buy Bitcoin in their treasury. Anyways, that is just some long-term stuff, right? But in that shorter term, well, there's definitely a lot of buying pressure coming in now by GameStop, by Michael Saylor, and this could definitely be a narrative for the next rally up, if we're going to be seeing that next rally getting initiated, right? So yes, if you are going to be getting interested in trading Bitcoin, well, some huge, insanely good opportunities are coming up in my opinion. This can easily be traded, and with that first link down below, you can be claiming $150 free trade over on Blofin. Be sure to be checking it out. Anyways, my trade over on CRO, well, I've closed it over here. I've shorted the exact top from this local high we've been getting over here. I've been saying I think this is going to be a bit of a sell the news event. And yes, yesterday I was satisfied with my profits. We are testing this major level over here again. We are consolidating. This is not going to be a time where I'm going to be getting interested in keeping my position open. Yes, I do still think we can be retracing majority of this pump to the downside, but there's also still that risk coming up that more positive news will be coming out for CRO, and we are just forming a base and waiting to initiate that next leg higher. Because for example, if we zoom out, we also did the same thing over here. Anyways, zooming out for Bitcoin, still looking great. Retesting this previous level of resistance into support, looking very good, getting a bounce from off this level. If we're going to be having a look into the timing of this cycle, I still do think we can still go on for this cycle until around November, December. Do not get fooled by the people that are saying that this cycle is over. In my opinion, it is not yet over until we are going to be breaking below the 50 weekly moving average. If we're going to be breaking below over here, that's going to be the moment where we should be flipping very, very dangerous, and we should be getting very cautious. But right now is not going to be a time just yet, in my opinion. So keep that in mind. We still have more upside to go, in my opinion. If we're going to be comparing the Bitcoin chart with the gold chart, we are still headed for another leg to the upside. If we're going to be having a look into the altcoins, this is looking very funny and very good, because we are forming this N pattern just like we were doing during the last cycle, and that was exactly the moment where we were just literally on the brink and on the verge of initiating that parabolic move to the upside. So do not get fooled over here. Anyways guys, with that being said, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe button on my YouTube channel. Follow me over on X to stay up to date about every single market development. And guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.